पंच तत्वा की जय, श्री गौरनताई की जय, लॉर्ड वामन देव की जय, लॉर्ड परशुरामा की जय, श्री गुरु परंपरा की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री गुरु महाराज की जय. Hare Krishna. So we will say our prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadesitarane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we have Shloka. Today we have Shloka 13.22. Purusha Prakriti Stohi Bhunkate Prakriti Jan Gunan Karanam Guna Sango Asya Sad Asad Yoni Janmasu. Translation. The living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil among various species. Okay, so this chapter talks about distinction between matter and spirit, Prakriti, Purusha, Viveka Yoga, the nature, enjoyer, and consciousness. So, summary is that this chapter will cover one who understands the difference between the body, the soul, and the super soul beyond them, both attains liberation from this material world. So, Srila Prabhupada explains that Purusha means enjoyer, the living entity, and Prakriti means the enjoyed. Prakriti stha means this material world. The living entity, although part and parcel of God, spiritual entity, has come down to this material world to enjoy. Thus, Prabhupada explains that, thus, one must know that anyone who is in this material world, his original cause of coming down from the spiritual platform to this material platform is that he wanted to enjoy. Now, in the spiritual world, the only enjoyer is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All others are enjoyed, and that is the real situation. Whereas in material world, here everyone is trying to become God, and the last snare of Maya is that one is claiming that I am God. So in material, as we have seen in news sometimes, some Baba, some very famous personality, he sometimes claims to be that he is God, and there are people who are believing that and following him. And so that is Prabhupada is saying that is like the last layer of Maya, that one is claiming that I am God. So he tries in this material world, the Jivatma, the living entity, he tries to become big businessman, big zamindar, big landlord, big minister, big president, or big rich man in the society. And when he fails to become all kinds of bigs, he wants to become one with God. And by merging into God, he tries to be the biggest. That is the philosophy. So basic principle is how to become big. That is in material world. The basic principle is how to become big. Because unless one becomes very big, he cannot really enjoy. So if you are at a very if somewhere down on the pyramid, if you were to see that, if you are at the lowest level, you have so many people above you, then they are dictating what you can, what you cannot. Whereas if you are at the top, there are so many material things which become available to you. But nevertheless, that is illusion in any case, but that is what it is. So unless you become very big, you cannot really enjoy. So what is this, the field of these, so what is the field of these enjoying activities? That is this body, Kshetra, Kshetrajna. Idam shariram kshetram iti abhidhiyate. Bhagavad-gītā 13.2 explain that this body is the field of activities. So Purusha, the living entity, has been entrapped by this material energy, and that is called Purusha Prakriti-stha. So as mentioned earlier, actually the Purusha in the spiritual world, the enjoyer is actually the Supreme Lord. All other living entities, all others are enjoyed. They are actually the potency, the feminine by nature. But here in the material world, the world of illusion, just because we wanted to enjoy this, Lord created this illusory material world where we, under the illusion, think that we are the enjoyer, we are the Purusha. So the Purusha, the living entity here, has been entrapped by this material energy, and that is called Purusha Prakriti-stha. Now he is not required to stay in this material world, but he has decided to enjoy this material world. Therefore, he is entrapped here for that time, or that as long as he has decided to enjoy in this material world. As long as he desires to enjoy in this material world, he has to be in this material world. But otherwise, he is not required to stay in this material world. If his desires are right, if he doesn't desire to enjoy this material world, then if he utilizes his desires in a spiritual way, spiritual process, Krishna consciousness, there, otherwise he will be here in this material world. So therefore, he's entrapped here. But he can give up this illusion, this material world, and that is called liberty, salvation. Now, mukti has been described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Muktir hitva anyatha rupam swarupena vyavasthiti. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.10.6 explains that. So here, every living entity is situated anyatha rupam. Anyatha rupam means otherwise, which is not his nature. His nature is to serve the Supreme Lord, but he is staying here not as a servant but as a master, and this is illusion. So, if we see, we are actually serving someone and somebody is serving us, and this is an illusory world. So we sometimes take service, sometimes we give service. So, and that is how it is, whether it is family life or office life or anywhere, that is the situation. So Purusha Prakriti stho hi bhunkate. Bhunkate means enjoys. Prakriti jan gunan. He has come here to enjoy. That is illusion, but he is not enjoying the Prakriti. And this is illusion. But Prakriti jan gunan means the qualities of the Prakriti. So in real, the person, although in this in material world, illusory world, we have come here to enjoy, but we are not actually enjoying this Prakriti, this nature. This is illusion. What we are actually enjoying, is that under the illusion of this material nature, this Maya, we are trying to enjoy the three modes of material nature. That is Satogun, Rajogun, Tamogun. That is what it is. That is what is being offered to us, and under the illusion, we are enjoying these three modes. Actually, we are under the grip of these three modes. So, so here, Prakriti Jangunan means the qualities of the Prakriti. So three modes of nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Prakriti Jangunan. So these are the products of material world. So in this material world, everything we see that everything is made of these three modes of material nature, or combination of these three modes of material nature. It is therefore described in another place, Devi hi Esha Gunamayi. Gunamayi Mam Maya Duratya. 7.14 of Bhagavad-gītā. This illusory energy has three qualities. Therefore, we find different types of species of life. Every living entity has associated with a particular type of guna. So there are 84 lakh species of life, and by different combination of the three modes of material nature, each species of life fulfills a particular type of enjoyment or fulfills a particular type of desire, and that is why there are different species of life, different types of bodies, 84 lakh species of life. And so these different types of bodies are meant for enjoying in a different spirit, in a different nature, or they offer a different type of enjoyment, each species of life, each body of the species of life. So they fulfill a particular type of desire. Everyone is trying to enjoy, but he is not really enjoying the Prakriti. Instead, what is happening is another illusion that he is enjoying the association of that guna. So there are different permutation combination possible by these three modes of nature, and we know that there are 84 lakh species of life, and in each species of life also we have our past impressions and whatever desires in each species we accumulated, we suffer or enjoy those um, whatever impressions or whatever prarabdha karma we had accumulated and whatever desires we had. So those we enjoy in each species of life in each particular body. So every living entity is suffering or enjoying. There is no enjoyment. Everyone is suffering, and that is called Maya. Maya means that which is not, and this is why it is called illusion. That which is not. We are not independent. We are dependent, but we think that we are independent, and that is Maya. We think that we can be away from Lord and we can enjoy. That is Maya. That is illusion. It is not possible to be away from Lord. We are not away from Lord. We are in Lord's energy. We are made of Lord's energy, this body, and we are Lord's energy. We are Tatashta Shakti, Jivatma, which is from the marginal potency of the Lord. So it is illusion which keeps us away from the Lord. Lord is not far from us, but under the illusion we think that we are enjoying. So even the hog, the pig, he's eating stool, but he's thinking that he's enjoying. He enjoys a certain type of food according to his quality. That is his association of a particular guna. Now those desires are getting fulfilled in that particular body, in that particular species. So nowadays, because people are becoming more and more in the mode of darkness, they are eating so many abominable things. Srila Prabhupada explains that as a result, Prakriti also is minimizing the supply of sattvic food, the food in the mode of goodness, because people are becoming more and more in the mode of ignorance. That is increasing in the nature, that is being provided in the material nature. Therefore, the food stuff is in the same mode, in the mode of ignorance. Just like Lord Krishna wants, he says that in 9.26 of Bhagavad-gītā, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo Me Bhaktya Prayachati. Krishna does not say, give me meat or wine. Although Krishna can eat everything because he is omnipotent, but Krishna is not saying that he wants all these abominable things. He specifically says that, so he does not say that you give me anything and everything. No, he specifically mentions that Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo Me Bhaktya Prayachati. So if one can offer leaf, flower, fruit, phal, a little water with love and devotion, then he will accept that if a devotee offers that. So these things are, so what are the food stuff in the mode of goodness which can be offered? Like, rice, dal, wheat, grains, sugar, fruits, vegetables, milk products, like that. And there are food in the mode of passion, like chili, very hot. And there is more food in the mode of ignorance, like stale food, meat, etc. So, Sri Prabhupada explains that our business or mission of human life is to get out of this cycle of repeated birth and death and stop wandering in different species of life. Human life evolves as advanced consciousness. It is meant for getting out of this repeated cycle of birth and death. So we can stop this wandering in different species of life if we get a human life. It is possible because human life provides us advanced consciousness. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, he says that in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 19.151, E Rupe Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Kripaya Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. So a very fortunate person, if he gets after roaming in different in the entire planetary system, high and low, entire throughout the universe, if he comes to that fortunate person who gets Guru Krishna Kripaya, he gets Kripa of Guru and Krishna, and he gets this Bhakti Lata Bija. He takes initiation in this from a Guru under Krishna's bona fide Sampradaya. Then he is considered very fortunate. So in this way, the living entity, Purusha Prakriti Stha, within this material world, he is wandering in different species of life in different planets. So, but if he takes to this Krishna conscious movement or takes initiation in the bona fide Sampradaya from a Guru, under Krishna, bona fide guru, under Krishna, one of the four sampradayas, then he can actually achieve real fortune. He can be free from this material life. Otherwise, he'll continue to wander in the species of different species of life, whether higher planetary system or lower planetary system. But as Prabhupada explains that the real disease is birth and death. Even if he takes birth in a Brahma Loka, higher planetary system, Krishna says, Abrahma bhuvanal lokaha punar avartino Arjuna, Bhagavad-gītā 8.16. Even if you are promoted to the Brahma Loka, the higher planet, highest planet, there also you cannot avoid death. Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanudar shanam. Bhagavad-gītā 13.9. That is real knowledge. So Prabhupada explains that I don't want to die, but I am forced to die. I don't want to become old man, but I am forced to become old man. I don't want any disease, but disease is forced upon me. So if a person realizes this, he has this realization, that is real knowledge, because he knows that these are the real problems of life: birth, death, old age, and disease. These are suffering in this material world. So Krishna says that if you are engaged in doing pious activities, you may get very long duration of life, very comfortable life in higher planetary system. The result of pious activities is that you get your birth in a very good family, in a rich family, you get beauty, you become educated. Janmaishwarya Shruta Shribhi. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.26. Janma means birth, high class birth, and Aishwarya means opulence, riches, and Shruta means education, and Shri means beauty. So by performing pious activities, you get all these things. And by performing impious activities, the opposite is true. That is, one takes birth in a family, abominable family, Papa Yoni, lower grade family, not very beautiful, not educated, suffering in so many ways. So either you get this life or that life. The Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi is there, right? Whether in anywhere in the entire planetary system, if you take birth, this suffering of life is there. This birth, death, old age, and disease is there. It is not that because you have got very beautiful body and born in a very high class family and highly educated, you will avoid Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. No, that is not possible. The real problem is Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. So Karanam Guna Sango Asya Sad Asad Sad Yoni. Bhagavad-gītā 13.22 explains high class life and Asad Yoni, Papa Yoni. So why one is born in lower grade family? Why one is born in high grade family? So this is mentioned as explained here. Karanam Guna Sango Asya. The cause is as he has associated with the different types of qualities as offered by the three modes of material nature. So he is forced to act by the three modes of material nature and his prarabdha karma. So they provide a very strong force, and thus one is under the influence of these three modes of material nature and his prarabdha karma. He's forced to act. So unfortunately, this signs that there is birth and death, these people are experiencing it and seeing it, but still they do not inquire. And they think that they can improve their life. This is not possible. So unless he changes the quality, he cannot improve. That is not possible. So they are falsely trying to improve their current position, material position. Nobody is trying to become poor. Everybody is trying to become rich, but it is not possible because he has got a particular type of body, and that body is already destined, and he has to achieve happiness or suffer distress according to the body. So when we take birth, we have a body, and that is our prarabdha karma. That is our destiny. So we are forced to experience happiness or distress according to that body. And therefore, Shastra says, Tasyeva heto prayatena prayateta kovido na labhyate yad brahmatam upari adha. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.18. You should try for that thing which you did not receive in your past lives. So what it is meant here is that because if, say for example, if you try to improve your life and you had some realization and you try to do the good things, but you were not able to achieve your freedom from these three modes of material nature, from this repeated cycle of birth and death, but you took birth again. So you should try for that thing which you did not receive in your past life. So if you were not successful, you should try to be successful in this life, past life, by our pious activities or impious activities. We have got a different type of body here or in the higher planetary system, but that is not the solution of my problem. Prabhupada explains that the real problem is Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. So we should try, we should save time and utilize it, how to get out of this repeated cycle of birth and death. And that is whole Vedic civilization. So if you are intelligent, then you should try, you should engage your life how to get out of the cycle of birth and death. Tapo divyam putraka yena shuddhet satpam. We have to purify our existence so that we can revive our spiritual, original position of eternal life, blissful life, full of knowledge. That is our requirement. So modern civilization, they have so much information. Everyone is trying to improve his condition according to the quality. But that is not improvement. Real improvement is how to get out of the cycle of birth and death. So we should understand that as Arjuna did, what he did, he heard Hari Katha, he heard instructions from spiritual master. And who was that spiritual master there? It was Lord Shri Krishna. So as Arjuna surrendered to the Lord, and we should surrender to our Guru, a spiritual master, and from him, from his lotus mouth, we should hear the spiritual instructions. That is Hari Katha. Once it goes into our life, we will be purified, our existence will be purified, and we will reach a certain date or time in this life or next life. We will certainly purify our existence, we will purify ourselves, and we will be able to realize the spiritual truth and walk the spiritual path, determined, and achieve the spiritual destination, the spiritual abode, and where we can serve the Lord eternally in our spiritual body. So we should understand what Arjuna did. We should also hear Hari Katha from the spiritual master. So I would like to conclude here, and this is what it is. So having a guru and hearing from him the instructions, surrendering to him is very important, because that is how we can purify our spiritual existence, purify ourselves, and take to spiritual life and achieve success, the ultimate success, that is get out of the cycle of repeated birth and death and go to our spiritual destination and our spiritual body and serve the Supreme Lord forever and be in eternal bliss and enjoy the spiritual life here and there. So Hare Krishna, thank you everyone, thanks for joining. Have a wonderful day, and if anybody has any questions before we log off, please let me know. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Anandarupa Prabhu. Thank you, everyone. So if anybody has any questions, please ask. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Amarendra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.